Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Friday, October 18th, 2024. A convicted felon was found by deputies with suspected weapons in 29 Palms. On Tuesday at around 12:30 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies assigned to 29 Palms responded to a home in the 6100 block of Encilia Avenue. There, they contacted Adam Weaver, 46, a felon currently on post-release supervision. Weaver has been arrested several times on weapons charges in the high desert and served time on felonies related to being a felon in possession of weapons. Deputies say that Weaver was, on Tuesday, in possession of weapons or ammunition. Adam Weaver was arrested on suspicion of being a prohibited person in possession of weapons or ammunition and violating the terms of post-release community supervision. He is being held at the West Valley Detention Center without bail. Morongo Unified School District officials explained new state rules regarding suspensions that are being implemented. On last week's Z107.7 Up Close show, host Gary Daigneault spoke with Amy Woods, Chris Clare, and David Daniels from the Morongo Unified School District. Amy Woods discussed the new regulation and how it impacts our local schools.
It's Senate Bill 274, and it's the Keep Students in School law. That particular law prohibits a suspension or expulsion of students kindergarten through 12, for any 48-900K violations. So what does that mean in simple English? Those are the violations that stem from disruption or defiance. So it used to be that, on the first offense, regardless of the grade, you could suspend, and if you had enough of those incidences on your discipline matrix, then you could recommend for an expulsion because of the willful defiance or excessive disruption of the school day. That is no longer the case. The state of California has found that there is an over-identification and suspension of students of color, special education students, and so we are enacting more behavioral supports at the site level through our multi-tiered systems of supports, our other means of correction, other ways of getting to the root cause of behavior and correcting and changing behavior other than removing a child from school, restorative justice programs for some incidences that occur peer-to-peer. Sending students home doesn't address root behavior. And of course,
some of them, it's a reward.
Well, and it doesn't address root behavior. So, so you're not making a change upon the student. And so, again, I had said before, we have many more mental health counselors and social workers inside the schools to address that. This law does not affect the ability of a teacher to class suspend. That is still in place. This is only for administration to suspend on first instances of disruption or defiance.
You can hear their full conversation by listening to the Z107.7 Up Close show as a podcast at our website or wherever you get your podcasts. Continuing today and running into November, the town of Yucca Valley's Recreation Department is screening family-friendly movies in the courtyard of the Yucca Valley Community Center. This week, the town will be showing Tangled, an animated film about a princess with magical long hair who has been kept in a tower by her deceitful mother. When a charming thief stumbles upon her tower, the princess seizes the opportunity to escape and explore the outside world for the first time. Screenings will be held tonight and the next few Fridays at the community center. The shows cost $2 and begin at 6:30 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m. It's officially spooky season, and Theater 29 is celebrating with the production of a classic ghost tale. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with a review of a local play.
I had the pleasure of attending the opening night of Theater 29's production of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, directed by Eric Ross. Adapted for the stage by Hans and Peter Blodel, the play is based on the classic Gothic story by Washington Irving. Set in the late 18th century, it tells the story of Ichabod Crane, the new schoolteacher of Sleepy Hollow, who soon falls for the pranks, local beauty, and dark ghost tales that accompany his new home. The dialogue of the play was entirely composed of rhyming sequences, which were impressively measured and well delivered by the entire cast. Brief elements of song and dance elevated the storyline, all of which were accentuated by wit and cleverly placed slapstick humor. Dennis Easy Booze, Joe Rigo, and Richard Zappetta all delivered notable one-liners that added a stroke of comedy to the spooky tale. Crane, played by Adam Shows, portrayed the enthusiastic schoolteacher with glee and humor. Sabrina Olsen's Katrina von Tassel was delightful as the sweet-natured beauty and held an endearing family bond with her parents, played by Rob Wanless and Sherry Ann Greer. Kevin Hales was captivating as the elusive Cotton Mather, and Gabriel Figueiredo's Brom Bones was convincing in both his arrogance and his twist of charm in the final act. The traditional dynamic of a village, composed of different characters united by a shared history, was evident and believable amongst this sizable ensemble cast. In theme with the season, the production was accompanied by a set and costume design that fit the timely tale. All costumes were aptly of the times, from bloomers to poet shirts and tricorn hats. The set easily gives the impression of a village, from a schoolroom to the chapel to the forest in late autumn. By the time the Headless Horseman makes his haunting debut, the audience will be fully immersed in the humor and horror that defines this tale. With skillful actors, an impressive set design, and a fresh take on a classic ghost story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is the perfect way to celebrate this autumn season in the high desert. Performances of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow run on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The show continues its run at Theater 29 through October 27th. Tickets can be purchased online at theater29.org or by calling the Theater 29 box office at 760-361-4151. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
Pioneer Days kicked off last night in 29 Palms and continues this evening. Starting at 6 p.m., you can attend a glow-in-the-park party with a laser light show backed by DJ Extreme, who will be spinning energetic tunes. There will be black lights, neon, and UV reactive face paint, and all sorts of illuminating fun available. Come decked out in your best neon and black light clothing. The free event starts at 6 p.m. and goes until 9 p.m. Also tonight is the Wild West Hoedown event that serves as a fundraiser for Reach Out Morongo Basin. Tickets are required for this event that features barbecue and dancing under the stars. Contact Reach Out for tickets at 760-361-1410. And finally, the Mojave Desert Land Trust have released the inventory for their fall native plant sale, and night gardener Robert Hayden joins us with a few species to add to your list.
If you're driving down Highway 62 next Saturday morning and wonder what all the action is around Olympic and Joshua Tree, it's the wildly popular Mojave Desert Land Trust Fall Native Plant Sale, and the nonprofit Desert Defenders have released a list of their native flora they'll be featuring. According to the Land Trust, 75 species will be represented, with at least 10 of those species making their plant sale debut. Those include the scarlet milkvetch, which has bright red blooms, the appropriately named deciduous shrub fragrant sumac, and the sure-to-be popular desert purple sage. I've got my eye on a yellow bush pensamon, which I'll hopefully be able to add to its pale purple and firecracker red varieties that I've picked up at the previous plant sales. While all the popular favorites are represented on the inventory list, there are quite a few species that are limited to 1 or 2 per customer. So if you have your eye on a particular plant like wild rhubarb, be sure to get to the sale early and watch out for eager radio reporters who may be seeking that same plant. It starts at 10 a.m., but if past years are any indication, the lineup will begin earlier. This year, to expedite checkout, the plant sale is going cashless, so be sure to have a debit or credit card on hand. That's the Fall Native Plant Sale next Saturday, October 26th at 10 a.m. It's at the MDLT headquarters just west of Joshua Tree on Highway 62. Look for their big, freshly painted sign, and all the details you need to know along with that inventory is available at the Mojave Desert Land Trust website, mdlt.org. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.